In this video, I want to share a few thoughts that I have on self-improvement and how can we improve ourselves and our lives without first doing anything external or seeking any other external means. In our current day and age, you might find self-help gurus and life coaches everywhere. There are entire industries that are just built on this idea that if you give them some money, they will somehow fix you and tell you that you are capable of doing so much more. And this works for probably a few days when you go there and you spend some time there. And as soon as you come back and you go back to your normal life, all these things disappear. And what I want to share today is something that has helped me immensely in improving my life. And I didn't pay anyone and I didn't ask for any coach to tell me that. And it is just this very simple question that I ask myself, and that is, what I'm doing right now, is it at the edge of my understanding or my competence? Now this might seem very simple on the outset, but for example, if we start to apply this in our lives, you will see that you start to become more engaged in every single action of your life. So for example, something as simple as walking can be an exercise in self-improvement. If you're walking somewhere, you're going on a commute, ask yourself, am I at the edge of my competence and understanding? Can I do this better right now? And once you ask yourself, the answers might come to you. For example, if you're walking, are you walking properly? Are you sufficiently aware of your surroundings? Is your posture correct? Are you breathing properly? There are so many things that you can consciously pay attention to that will push you to the edge. And once you reach the edge, you have a very instinctive understanding of what that is. So basically, when you reach the edge of your competence, one part of you is hyper engaged and the other part of you is slightly uncomfortable. So let me give you an example for when you are pushing more towards the edge and what are the times when you're not pushing enough to the edge. So for example, just a very general example, you're at the gym, you're on a treadmill and you see a really cute girl passing by, and then your attention is diverted towards that. Now if you're on a treadmill, if you're pushing yourself hard enough, then your attention will never be diverted by anything else. You will fully be consumed and committed in what you're doing right now. So if something is diverting your attention, this means that you're not paying sufficient, you're not exerting yourself sufficiently. So run faster or make it harder somehow. The second example that I want to give, where you're probably pushing a bit too much to the edge, is, for example, if you're studying something or if you're learning something new and you start to feel that your attention is being diverted again to someplace else, and for example you get across a complicated topic and it just completely flies over your head, and then you just your attention just starts to roam around everywhere like it happens. At this time you have probably bitten a bit more than what you can chew right now, so ask yourself, what is it that I understood previously? What was the edge of my understanding? Where was the thread where I lost it? And once you ask yourself, and then go ahead step by step from there. Now this idea of living consistently on the edge gives us an instinct which, when we cultivate sufficiently, it will guide us to what we want to do with our lives. So if you start practicing this meaningful engagement in the normal everyday activities, you will find that you are drawn to other activities, for example, that will cultivate this sense of meaning a bit more. So for example, you will start to see that maybe drawing helps you, or drawing makes you have this more meaningful engagement. You will find that maybe it is going on a run, or maybe it is going to the gym or lifting weights. You will find that maybe it is writing that sufficiently engages me. So the key takeaway here is that you are a unique being, and your limits and your understanding is vastly different from any other person on the planet. We all shapen by our genetics and our surroundings and how everything has influenced us till this moment. So our limits are very different, and it is only me that can sufficiently know my limits and know how much and how much should I push past them. And the idea is not to push too much so that you start to become resentful, and not to push too less so that you feel that you are too comfortable. There should always be a slight sense of, sucking at something. If you're not a little bit sucking at something, then you're probably not giving it your full attention, and you're probably not living properly on the edge. So ask yourself at this moment, what is it that I'm doing right now, and can I push it towards the edge? Is it at the edge of my competence and my understanding, both physical and mental? I really hope these thoughts help you make sense of your life and help you see what you're doing. Once you do that, you will see that all the things that you did on autopilot, you will become more aware and more conscious of that. So time will not seem to just fly by. You will be consciously and hyper engaged in what you're doing. Thank you.